Hi everyone. So today, my group and we're going to discuss about the negative effects of unrealistic beauty standards. So first of all, I'm going to read you guys a lyrics from a famous celebrity. Who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not worth it? Who says you're the only one who's hurting? Trust me, that's the point of beauty. Who says you're not pretty? Who says you're not beautiful? Who says? So these are the lyrics from Selena Gomez, who says. So basically, this song speaks about confidence and about no matter what shape you are, no matter what skin color you are, you're always beautiful no matter what. So to start off, beauty standards. So beauty standard is the feminine beauty ideal is the socially constructed notion that physical attractiveness is the woman's most important assets and something all women should strive to achieve and maintain. So societies spreading their opinions on worldwide terrains as they set the standards of beauty and tell people who is beautiful and who is not, which then sets the newest trends. So in usually there are trends that people would follow. Sometimes it's fashion or skincare. So those are one of the examples. So previously I said societies. So societies, they can be celebrities, fashion magazines, and also the people in public, because they can manipulate people to set the trends like clothing and also skincare. So the negative effects of unrealistic body standards. So the first point is perfectionism. First of all, perfectionism is a trait that makes life an endless report card in accomplishments or looks. So it is a fast and enduring trek to unhappiness. It is often accompanied by depression and eating disorders. So why is perfectionism toxic? So while those in its grip desire success, they are most focused on avoiding failure. So theirs is a negative orientation. So there is a huge difference between striving for excellence and also demanding perfection. Striving for excellence is a positive output, and the demanding perfection is a negative. So in beauty standards, it is very common to see people having a strong desire to be perfect. For example, like losing weight, having perfectly sculpted faces, and so on. So based on a study from the Bandana Training Journal of the Reason and Science, confirming that 107% of Americans would like to lose at least 5 pounds, which is around 2 kg. So this shows that how many people are. It shows that a lot of people want a perfect and ideal body weight. So the reason why people are striving to reach their goals in the based on this, which is the beauty standards, is to achieve the beauty standards. Second, the feeling of acceptance into society, and also to fit the trend, which also means they don't want to feel outdated and want to feel in with the new trend.
Okay, so moving on to the next negative effect, which is eating disorder. So harmless act, even though eating may sound harmless, it can actually lead to harmful eating disorder. So what is an eating disorder? It describes an illness that usually caused by irregular eating habits. You know, whether you eat too much or eat too little. So the two main diagnoses that I will be focusing on are anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. So for anorexia nervosa, I'm very sure that most of you know what anorexia is. So when you when you hear the word anorexia, you would picture someone who is very skinny. So that describes anorexia nervosa basically. So patients with this type of eating disorder usually have an obsessive fear of gaining weight, or in some cases they are scared that they might be obese, even though clearly that they are underweight. Hence, they put on extra effort to lose weight. So next is bulimia nervosa. So for bulimia, it is where binge eating happens, followed by methods in order for them to avoid weight gain, such as purging, meaning that they would force themselves to vomit back the food that they took in. So patients with this type of disorder usually are in conflict whether the desire to eat more or to stay in shape. So after excessive eating, they would feel panic, so eventually they would force themselves to vomit, and at some point they would even exercise regularly or like too much. At some point they might pass out. So this table shows the differences between anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. And then, okay, so this graph shows the share of recovery rate from eating disorder in the United Kingdom only in the year of 2015. So the lighter blue here represents anorexia nervosa, and the darker blue represents bulimia nervosa. As you can tell from this graph, this two is the highest, meaning that most people actually can get full recovery from these two type of diseases. I mean, eating disorder. So these are the reasons why these two eating disorder happens in the first place. So different people may have different reasons. I mean, the reasons can be different for different people. So these are the common examples, including obsession with dieting, life-altering events, not happy with looks, genetics, childhood, and also family trauma. And then the next point is mental health problems. So as you can tell, there are many types of mental health. Like what I've said here, there are more than 200 classified forms of mental health problem. They range from common problems such as anxiety and depression, which what I will be focusing on my next slides, and to rarer problems such as bipolar disorder. So for anxiety, is when those feelings don't go away. They are extremely intense and uncontrollable. So it happens to you at random times, and even at times that you least expect it to happen. I can assure you that most people actually face this, because like I said, some people may or may not know that they actually have faced with anxiety, okay, and the feelings are quite intense, okay. It can last for weeks, months, years even. And then this is the graph showing anxiety disorder, okay, comparison between male and female. So as you can tell, that female has higher chances of dealing with anxiety disorder. And then next is depression. So depression is when you feel down, when something stressful or upsetting happens, okay. The feelings don't really get away, so it connects to your thoughts. Since it connects to your thoughts, since it connects with your thoughts, it doesn't really fade away easily, and the way that stress hormones affect your brain. So you can tell that hormones, we can't really control them. It's uncontrollable. So, for example, losing your job, relationship breakups, divorce, life-altering events, same as anxiety. So this is the graph that shows depressive disorder. So it's the same as anxiety. So we can tell that from both anxiety and depression, the female face more with these two type of disorder. So this shows the differences between anxiety and depression.
So the beauty standard nowadays has affected the self-esteem among male and females. There are two types of self-esteem, which is healthy self-esteem and low self-esteem. Healthy self-esteem is where you feel you are satisfied with yourself, you value everything that you have, you love yourself. While people with low self-esteem tend to feel unsatisfied and unhappy with themselves. And sadly, the beauty standard has led people to have low self-esteem. And low self-esteem usually is very easy to develop among women due to the beauty pageant that is happening now, like such as Miss Universe, Miss Grand, Miss Earth, all that. And it makes people, a woman in the biggest size, to feel more not confident about themselves, as people think that a beauty standard that was set for the beauty pageant, that is what people call beautiful, having being tall and having a slim body. And having a low self-esteem often led to fear of trying and lack of self-care. Fear of trying is where a person that has low self-esteem, they doubt their ability and they avoid challenges. They tend to hide themselves and they don't want to try something new. Where this is because they have the negative feelings in them, where they constantly critique themselves, saying that they're not enough, they're not good enough, they're not deserve it, and they're afraid to being judged by others. They think that if they do something, other people will judge them, other people will take them down, and so they rather to sit down and do nothing and stay in their comfort zone. The person will feel self-conscious about their body, and they will feel stress around other people as they kept on looking signs that people don't like them. In other words, they overthink in every situation. Like if they're in a group of people, they will overthink that the other people will hate them without even asking, without even knowing the truth. They just assume that the people hate them. Next is lack of self-care. People with low self-esteem, lack of self-care, where they usually abuse and neglect themselves. They cut themselves, they hurt themselves, or they drink too much alcohol. They don't manage themselves better. And this also can lead to self-harming behavior, such as suicide. This lack of self-care thing usually happen because the person with low self-esteem think that they have a hopeless life, and which means people that think they have hopeless life, they will think like, they think that they won't be able to do it. They think that nobody loves them. They assume that it is a sin to not being able to fit in the beauty standard, and they feel like they don't deserve anything. So, according to the BBI Kuala Lumpur's, the in 2016, the callers have increased, and 30% of the callers are suicidal. And this is actually has, and most of the callers are among youth. So the suicidal among youth in Malaysia is increasing. So in a conclusion, in this new era, this beauty standard is very unrealistic, where it affecting almost everyone, no matter male or female, even people in different background and different culture. It is very unhealthy to have this body image dissatisfaction, because this is because it will lead to having the perfectionism, a mental disorder, health disorder, and low self-esteem. Therefore, it is very important to take action to prevent from the body image dissatisfaction as an issue, as this can cause impact on both individuals and society. Thank you.